Hello, welcome to my home. If you're new here, my name is Karen. It is reset time, and I even have a little list to keep me going. This was supposed to be a one-day reset because what I had on my list was to tidy and dust clean the living room because I've been looking at it and all of its fingerprints ever since Christmas. Haven't done anything about it. Today is the day. Let's figure out that new vacuum cleaner and get rolling on it. Then I wanted to wipe down my appliances in the kitchen. Again, that's something else that's been needing to be done since the holidays. Hasn't happened, so we're gonna get it done today, even if it means plowing through dishes so I can clear the kitchen enough to do the appliances. And then you're gonna find out why this ended up being a 2-day reset instead of a one, because I made this disastrous broccoli cheddar soup that was supposed to be low carb and all the great things, and you're going to see what happened in that soup that ended that day. And I waited till the next day to simply fold up laundry and empty my trash cans. Oh, and I did have a grocery haul that came throughout this too, so you'll see my grocery haul because I do love to get groceries into the house during a reset so we can get the meal plans rocking and rolling and all those good things. So I hope this really gives you motivation, encouragement. I know you're going to be encouraged when you see my cooking snafu, because whether or not you're a cook or not a cook, you're about to feel real good about your cooking skills here this time. So I'm excited to get going. My living room is even more cluttered than it looks like on the outside. Moms, can anyone relate to this? This was a drink somebody had yesterday. And to be perfectly honest, then, wait, there's my knitting project. I am making dishcloths again, and I'm having fun with it. Trying to lean into the whole January thing with knitting and puzzles and coloring and all the fun things that we do in the middle of winter. Anyway, that Dunkin' cup was on the floor the day before, and I put it on the end table, told the owner I had done it because I said I was trying to be nice, and I said I didn't want to kick it over, so I have put it on the end table for you. Okay. And then it got left there, and I try not to, like, my temptation was to leave it there until it got picked up. Yeah, we all know what happens then. You just end up bitter, and in the end, you put that cup away. So it's actually self-care to go ahead and just put it away, unless you're going to ask the person to put it away. Here's some tools, because every living room needs some tools, and we got all kinds of things going on in here. Oh my goodness. But as I was saying, and that was mine, it is easier many times to just pick up the dang thing than it is to go through all the mental gymnastics of being annoyed. It's actually self-care because it helps my overall attitude and my perspective on life, because I forget about that cup as soon as it's in the trash instead of stewing and staring all day long. Let me know if you can relate to that. Should people pick up after themselves? Oh yeah, absolutely. Does it always happen? No, including me. You know, there were plenty of things from that were mine. So we're just getting everything tidied up, which I like to do before I start cleaning. I have my foreman here. He is ready to make sure I don't do anything wrong. And I'm getting the clean laundry put upstairs to fold later, because lately I've been enjoying folding it upstairs. Other times I want to fold it while I watch television. It just depends on my mood, but I thought we might chat later while I fold the laundry. And then these are the curtains that I put up, the ones that are thermal, but I honestly need to see outside. So what I do is I fold these up in the daytime, leaving the rod right on it. I'm going to put it in my little ottoman there that is a blanket storage for me, and then at night we pull it out, throw it up on the window. In the morning I take it down, and I know there's plenty of other ways to do that, but this is the way that is making me happy, so this is how I'm doing it. Also, I bought one curtain panel per window because it was cheaper. I got a pack of 4 panels, and so it was like the price that you might pay for one window. And so that way I didn't have to buy a ton of windows, because I honestly don't even like the thermal curtains. I never get ones that I like. Look, okay, dust, people, dust, and then fingerprints. I know it's because I have glass, but I love having glass end tables. First of all, if your room is on the smaller side, Having glass means you can see through it, and the mirrored TV stand is reflective, which also makes the room bigger when you put mirrors in. Also, I like having these because there's no drawers in my end tables, so it means I don't declutter drawers anymore. The only thing I have to declutter is the 2 drawers that are in the TV stand. And as soon as my kids are thoroughly past, okay, I got to think about this. I'm going to say as soon as they're past having a gaming system. I don't know if we'll ever be totally past that though, because when Christmas time comes, it is a fun thing. Look, Leo got himself a higher vantage point. Cats are like goats. They like to be up high so they can watch, and he loves to watch someone work. I think cats are like this. Woozy will sleep through it unless my husband is working, and then he will also watch. There's the dust. Glad to have that gone. So I just have the TV stand that I have to keep decluttered. And I don't know. I would love to get rid of it someday. I would put the TV on the wall, except I don't want to see the cable box. I am a ladybug. I like to have things hidden behind doors. You know, I like to have macro organizing systems. So I'm going to get this cleaned, and then I'm going to let you see me declutter it. And then once I do that, the living room is completely decluttered, and that feels so good. Having less spaces for us to hide things always makes me feel good. I also, if you noticed, I don't have lamps on my end tables. I got floor lamps. I love these floor lamps because I love to be flooded with light. And there's 3 lights to each one, so that's 6 lights in a pretty small room, and I do the daylight bulbs as well. So to me, it's like letting in the light from outside, since I don't get a ton of light in from outside because of the way the house was built, the angle toward the sun. Then these coasters, I got these off Amazon, and they're a matte finish. Then I had this random cork one that I'm getting rid of. So, and there's a couple phone holders that are in there. I left those in for the time being, but honestly, I could probably get rid of those and no one would notice because I've never seen anyone take them out. And then we have the little laser light that the kids can use to play with the cat, and then a little man that I meant to give my grandson and forgot. Back to these coasters. I'm trying to show you how dirty they are because they're a matte finish. Got them on Amazon. Didn't know they were a matte finish. If I were to do it again, I would seal them myself. There was one that wasn't dirty, the one that's just sitting there. But because every single one of them had coffee stains on them, I was like, forget it. I'm just getting rid of all of them. I've already replaced them months ago. Not quite sure why I kept those, but those are being decluttered. I love a drawer that is mostly empty. It makes me so happy. It wouldn't have killed me to go through with the vacuum, but I did not. Then I'm quickly going through this. This is where the game controls are, and there was a remote, so I put that in the other drawer, and then, you know, there's really nothing extra in here, so that's completely decluttered. And then I'm just opening to show you. This needs to be dusted at some point. I didn't do it on this day, but there's nothing in there that's piled up, so that made me very, very happy. This corner over here gets quite dirty because of the cats, so once in a while I have to completely pull out this end table, vacuum up behind it. It's been a bit since I've done that, so what I'm going to try to do is set a day for each room of the house and do a little Fly Lady style. But instead of doing a whole week on one room, I will just do one extra thing in each room. I might try that, see how it works. The radiators could use a dusting, and I could pull this cat stuff out, get it all vacuumed and dust it underneath. I could also pull the couch cushions off. I haven't done that since the holidays, but this was good for now, just to get these things wiped down, and then a good vacuuming. This is the trim up in the bathroom that we're going to be going up into the bathroom and just doing one thing per week in the bathroom. And then I completely, talking about being blind to what's in your house, I completely didn't notice that I still had Christmas decor up, and I was just showing you myself eating that bar because I wanted you to know I took a little break before I did the vacuuming. I've been super tired. I've been doing some reading on how we all feel in January. I looked at my vitamins because a lot of you will say, girl, you need to be taking more vitamins. And I'm thinking, well, I already take vitamins. But I looked at my vitamin drink, not enough vitamin D. I don't think I saw any iron at all. So I need to get myself some more vitamins, because that could be why I'm feeling so tired. Also, been reading up on how much our body changes when we turn 60. So not that I'm going to give up and, give up and give in. I'm going to keep working at it, keep trying to get healthier in what I eat and in my vitamins and in exercise. But also, kind of, it helps me to know what I'm actually battling. I wish as we grew older, there was some way to concretely tell someone how much energy they should expect. But as you can imagine, that is just not reality. So I am getting the living room vacuumed, and the initial clip was real time. It's important to take our time when we vacuum. You might already know this, but you got to give that vacuum some time to be sucking things up. You see that electric heater I'm almost hitting right there on my left-hand side? That was because one night we had -10 degrees outside for a temperature in Fahrenheit, and our furnace could not keep up with it. We couldn't get the house above 66 degrees. So what we decided to do was to bring up our electric heaters. We put one on each end of the downstairs to get the house warmed back up. And then once we got the house back up to the temperature we wanted it at, then we unplugged the electric heaters, and now we need to put them back. So once we unplugged them, it was the only night that went that far below zero. So then our furnace was able to take care of it again. So my husband, he's helping me. There was obviously something under the rocking chair. He was going up to shave. Once I got the vacuuming done, I'm going to take yet another break. You cannot take too many breaks. And this time I decided to do some coloring. I have just been watching more TV than I want to watch. And so I'm just trying to get some hobbies back out. Even if I only work on them a few minutes, when I get bored of it, I get back up. But it's really helping me.
I don't know what to do with this information. LOL. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Working on that. Why is that thing in my head? Stick a lot with this, and he looks just like his mama in the top of this. So, tomorrow. I wish there was a good movie playing.
In theaters?
Yeah. But alas.
I know I've been looking every day. I just want to get out. I'm going back.
Okay, that's probably enough of the real me. So, getting the dishes put in the dishwasher, done with the living room, so that felt good. So, we're just cleaning up the kitchen so that I can get started on the appliances. Yvonne was getting up and getting her breakfast of toast and peanut butter, and when I kind of laughed, it was because she dropped a knife full of peanut butter on the floor. So, yeah, I don't know why that made me laugh, but it did. I mean, I guess no use crying over spilt milk or peanut butter, as the case may be. A paper towel is good enough to just, get that all cleaned up. So, as you know, we have been dealing with some dishwasher issues. We have been. The last time it happened that the sensor went off and it showed leaking, actually, it's happened 2 other times. Once we got it going again, it was months before it happened again. And then it just happened, and then it happened again within a week. It's working again. So what we've decided to do, not right away, my husband has a honey-do list, and I try very hard not to overwhelm him, because as much as I talk about taking lots of breaks and not doing too much and pecking away at things a little at a time, when it comes to him, I'm really wanting the honey-do list done, right? But I have to realize he's just like me, right? So he has some repairs to make on our daughter's car so that it can be inspected. We have state inspections, and her car failed inspection because there's a crack between the trunk and the car that has to be sealed, and it is a safety issue, so that's got to be first because you can get carbon monoxide poisoning from the muffler if that's not sealed up, not to mention you certainly don't want it to get wider. And then after that, he will take the dishwasher out, and we're going to take the sensor out. After getting a lot of input from all of you, one of you had said that you have the same dishwasher and that it is an issue of this particular dishwasher is this sensor going off. We could try to get a new sensor, so that's probably something we'll look into. But the truth is, if there is any leaking, we're going to see it in our basement. So we have, obviously, you know, my basement is totally open. It's the size of our foundation. So we could just keep an eye down there to see if there's any leaking. So we've actually never found any true leaking when this issue has happened. Because he's pulled it out all the other times. So it's just a matter of not even resetting it, because we can reset it. I don't know. Honestly, I'm a little worn out from thinking about it. It's possible there's some small leaking going on. If there is, we can't find it. We can't find moisture or wetness or anything when we pull it all apart, and it's kind of annoying and a bit of a job. So yeah, we have pulled it out multiple times, looked at all the pieces, all the options, everything that people have suggested to us, and we just haven't been able to find anything wrong other than the fact that there's that sensor issue. So in my head right now, I'm going, yeah, it would make sense to get a new sensor. And I also understand my husband's point of we're going to see leaking. If leaking happens, let's just ditch the sensor. We definitely are not thinking about getting a new dishwasher because it's just not possible at this juncture of our lives to get a new dishwasher. So we're just going to work with the one we have and be thankful for it. I always have to remind myself how much I love it when my stainless steel looks beautiful. And I say it every single time, but if you are in the market to get stainless steel appliances, get the fingerprint resistant ones because it is completely different. The refrigerator here is fingerprint resistant. I can just use all-purpose cleaner and make it look like $1,000,000. But my stove and my dishwasher, whole nother story because they're not fingerprint resistant. And so I have to work a lot harder. And the key really is to buff them out. I use the Wayman's stainless steel cleaner and I do love it. I mean, look how awful that dishwasher is. And with the dishwasher, there's often from filling it or whatever, there's like drip stains going down. And for the fact that it is actually a water stain, it comes off. It's really hard to get off. Like I gotta really rub hard, whereas my refrigerator is just a dream to get clean. I started out using a microfiber cloth on the refrigerator, but what I found was the Wayman's, I don't know, it didn't feel good on the cloth. It was hard to buff out and dry. And it wasn't that it looked bad on the fridge, it was just the way it felt. It felt like it wasn't getting the cleaner off, so I switched over to paper towels. And I buy the cheap paper towels, and I actually like them because they have kind of like a matte finish. And of course, they're less expensive. So the key to this dishwasher is I have to make sure that it's completely dry, and the stove, that I have completely buffed it out in the direction of the stainless steel. So I'm going up and down right now, but the stainless steel goes back and forth. You know, it's horizontal. So at some point I have to like buff it out or it's just not going to look as good. And there's nothing like having your appliances back to shiny. And I have to say, white appliances were so much easier to maintain than stainless steel. But there's pros and cons because the knobs on a stainless steel stove are so easy to keep clean in comparison to having like the white painted knobs. So also, I love my double oven.
Hi guys, Mom just did a grocery order, so I'm gonna show you what we got. First, we got this Olive Garden Italian light dressing. Then we got 2 large brown eggs. And then we got Ritz crackers. And then some saltines. And then this sesame seeds. And then two bags of Rachel's chocolate chips. And some bananas. Some Dunkin' decaf. 3 things of this tofu. And then Downy soft detergent. And then she got some Dr. Pepper. And then yellow onions. And then minced garlic. And then salmon and tuna. And then Leo's food. And then she got this hamburger. And then chicken drumsticks. And then some butter, some unsalted butter. Yeah. And then some cold brew coffee. And then this chunky blue cheese. And then bird food. And then another thing of hamburger. And then 2 bags of this petite. Why is this so blurry?
It's not focusing.
There we go. And then 2 bags of the petite green peas. And then we got 2 things of the blueberry K-Cups. Some green grapes. Green onions. And then this big bag of broccoli. And then this big bag of peanuts for the squirrels. And that's pretty much it.
Now that we have Leo's approval on the groceries, I was going to make my broccoli cheddar soup. And I was so excited about this because I really like broccoli cheddar soup. And so it called for 6 cups coarsely chopped broccoli, stems okay, divided. That's fine. I had some broccoli that needed to be used up in the refrigerator, and wouldn't you know, I had exactly 6 cups, so that made me very happy. 4 cups chicken or vegetable stock. I like to go in the refrigerator and see if I have any half-used chicken broth that I could be using up first, which I did. 2 cups of water, teaspoon of salt, 3 cups reduced fat shredded mozzarella, 12 ounces non-fat plain Greek yogurt, a teaspoon of ground pepper, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 2 teaspoons of toasted sunflower seeds, which I did not have, but I wasn't too worried about it. So you're going to see why. In the end, I ended up kind of guesstimating how much of the yogurt I needed to put in there. But you tell me. It said not to boil the yogurt because it would separate. Okay, I had non-fat Greek yogurt. So it was not boiling my broth at the time. When I put in the Greek non-fat yogurt, it's going to separate. So you tell me, what did I do wrong there if you know of anything? So here I am bringing my pot of stock and water to boil, adding 1/3 of the broccoli. And then I'm just going to cook that for a couple of minutes, or it said 1 minute, or until tender. Take it out, set it aside, because that will be the pieces of broccoli that are in the soup. And then I'm going to put the rest of the broccoli in there. I'm going to cook it for 6 to 8 minutes until it's tender. And then I also put in the salt. I'm going to puree it. Here's my other question. if you have a Vitamix, and it's not the most expensive Vitamix, it's like a $200 Vitamix from Amazon. Is it because the liquid was too hot that I had a complete disaster? I forgot to turn on my camera.
Yeah. Why? It's like in the coffee pot. Why did it do that, people? Oh, it wasn't down in the back.
Does it have the top thing? The little lid?
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
It's like all over my face. Gee, I don't know, Robin. What could possibly be wrong?
What's all the
green?
girls? You were over there, you can't see.
I didn't see that.
Well, you should know what happened.
Holy cow.
You can't see that.
What happened here?
I don't know. It hates me. Oh, I got it the second time.
Put it in slow-mo. Let's do it. Oh, no. It still did it.
Still here on it. It's on the top.
Boiling? What hot?
It could be.
Something happened here. There's got to be a round, like, grommet or something, because this is hosed.
Trying to be green. I guess I'll put it in the food processor. Mess.
I would agree at the moment. Which is weird. I just used this yesterday or the day before. Something happened to the top of this. It's letting stuff through it.
Apparently.
Alright, I gotta get back on the call.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Did I not tell you at the beginning? Oh my goodness. Broccoli, literally everywhere. Pureed broccoli. I'm still cleaning it days later because in the corner right there, there's still broccoli because it's like inside the molding and I've got to get it out. It's just got everywhere. Way worse than pine from a Christmas tree. Way worse. Way worse than flocking from a fake Christmas tree. So I got it all wiped up. Fortunately, it didn't really make me mad or anything, as you saw. I saw it as funny. It's one of the ways that filming really does help me. In my earlier days of YouTube, I always wanted to make things look so good and so professional. And that's just not who I am. I could never create that. And honestly, I think it's way more fun to be real. So when I first started YouTube and I was very, very insecure, and you know, you get thicker skin as you do YouTube because you've all heard about negative comments. They're definitely real. I'm so thankful for you guys because I get very little of that. And some of it isn't even meant to be negative. I'm just too sensitive, right? So anyway, cleaned up that. And then I'm trying to figure out how much broth do I even have left in this. So I think I did like 2/3 of the Greek yogurt. But no matter what, okay, it wasn't boiling, but you can see it was steaming. So I must have had it too hot. You guys tell me. It's my first time putting Greek yogurt into something hot. So then I put the pepper in, I'm going to put the nutmeg in, and then it also called, be reminded, it called for mozzarella cheese. And this is reduced fat, it's grated super fine, but it lumped up. So it didn't, spread out nicely. Like if you've ever had Panera broccoli and cheese or broccoli cheddar soup, just that consistency. Not that I expected it to be the same, but so the Greek yogurt separated, the mozzarella lumped up. Total and complete disaster. So I'm going to show you what it looked like right here. And it also tasted way too earthy. That was it for me this day. It was on to things like coloring and knitting and watching Netflix. Okay, so nothing happened until the next day.
All right. Laundry folding time, which usually, or actually,
I don't mind folding laundry. I actually rather enjoy it. It's just such an easy problem to solve. How are you doing this January? I got to admit, I'm Januarying like I have never Januaried before. No, not never before, but I feel like the last couple of years I've done pretty well with the whole midwinter thing. And this year, I don't know, maybe it's because I enjoyed outside so much this past spring and summer and fall, that being driven inside, because I hate being cold, even though I live in Maine. Maybe that's what's hitting me. Let me know, how are you doing? So I'm just trying to keep trudging forward, keep on plowing through, no pun intended. Oddly, we've had barely any snow here in Maine, especially where I live. I think the South is getting more snow than we've gotten, honestly. And I feel so bad for you guys who live down south, because I know, we've got the plows, salt and dirt trucks, plenty of salt. We are, we're ready for it up here, but y'all down there, you just don't have that sort of infrastructure. So I'm really feeling it for you. Let's see, I'm trying to really incorporate hobbies more. I think that will help me. So I've been coloring. I'm starting to knit again. I need to get into a good book. So anyways, coloring, knitting. I feel like, oh yeah, we've got a puzzle going downstairs. So whoever has a minute and just wants to put a puzzle together can just sit and do it kind of that way. And it's taking up dining room space, dining room table space, but I am not mad about it, because these are the types of things you need to do in the deep winter. I'm just putting aside things that need to be hung up. Oh, these are my pants. I thought it was a sweater. Also been thinking about going to someone who specializes in cutting curly hair, because my straight hair is getting curlier and curlier in this post-menopause part of my life. And so I've been looking up people in the area who cut specifically curly hair, because I need advice on products. And I mean, I use a product, a hair gel, but it's like this stage, it's not completely dry. I mean, it is dry, but it's going to get frizzier here in another hour. It's just kind of how it works. So knowing what to do, what I usually do is whenever I use the bathroom, I kind of re-dampen it again just with my fingers. So, tonight, my husband and I are going to go celebrate, because, and of course, we're asking our daughter how she wants to celebrate, but our 7th child and our last child is officially done with high school. So we have officially all of our 7 kids have gotten through high school. Oh my goodness. And where I homeschooled for most of that. This particular daughter did 3 years in school, which is more than anyone else did. I have a son that did 2 years, but most of them, I homeschooled them from preschool through high school. So it does feel like such an accomplishment, because I homeschooled for 26, 27 years. My, from the days of calling my husband when he was at work crying, like, I don't know how to do this, or the time where I realized I was going to be like seriously homeschooling 3 at once. I felt so sick when the books came. I went to bed. I got all dizzy. I got nauseous. I had to go lay down. Oh man, such craziness. And then when we adopted in 2012, I homeschooled 2 in Nicaragua. 2 of my teenagers couldn't bring books. That was an adventure. We have just been through so many homeschool adventures and learning distinctives like dyslexia, like teaching my 4 youngest to read in English when they were switching languages. So I became an ESL instructor. I became you know, someone who could teach a dyslexic, dysgraphic. There's just been so many things and so many people who have helped me along the way, classes that other homeschoolers taught or advice I got from other homeschoolers going through the same thing. I just honestly can't even believe that era is over. I was definitely ready for it to be over. Last year was my last year homeschooling, and then Yvonne graduated. So this has been my first school year without homeschooling, which is why I was able to up the commitment to my YouTube channel. Oh, and speaking of my YouTube channel, I finally hit 7,000 subscribers, and I just have to thank all of you. Literally, obviously, you are what got me there. Those of you who have subscribed, many of you who have shared my videos on your social media, thank you so much. So I've been slowly but steadily growing over these years. But then last year, I was growing slowly, and I'm gonna say like 100 subs a month, okay? And they always say that the more you grow, the faster you grow, and that has not been true for me. About September, so I was growing about 100 per month. I want to say September, but before that was slowing down, and then I would go up 30, down 30, up 30, down 35, up 25, down 40. I mean, I did not grow, and I'm like, who is unsubscribing? It's so hard because you don't find out why, and not that that might not always be a good thing. Why might not be something you would want to change or could change, you know. It is, I do know one thing, is the way the YouTube computer algorithm works is my channel got where it was through my basement declutter. Well, obviously, you're either gonna, at some point, you're gonna have to go shopping, or you have to do more than just declutter your basement. So I think some left for that because it was like too much, maybe cleaning motivation, not too much motivation, but you know what I mean. Too much of that type of content. There was something else I thought of that I thought it could be musical choices. It could be ads, how many ads they were getting on their device. I don't know. I've thought of different things it could be, but you just don't know. But anyways, so then I'm like, okay, I've just got to ignore, oh, here's my sweater. I have to ignore numbers because I have plenty. I mean, I feel like some things will change when I hit 10,000 and there'll be good changes, but financially, because this is a job for me, you know, it was a way that I could encourage other people the way I was encouraged by the channels that I was watching, and that really inspired me to get to help people. And I also wanted to help our family and be able to make some money where I was homeschooling. I knew, you know, leaving the house wasn't really a great option for me job-wise. In our own situation, our own kids, and, you know, 7, hello. So, anyway, it's really been an amazing journey, a hard journey, and I'm still in it, but I think I have learned, like, you have to appreciate and serve who's here, and put the rest in God's hands. So it is exciting to be growing again, but I'm trying not to emphasize it too much because where I had that experience in September of just up, down, up, down, up, down, I was like, don't get too excited over 7,000 because you could go right back to 6,950 again, which is where I spent most of the fall and a little bit of winter. So, but I do appreciate all of you so much for being here and spending your time with me and giving me such wonderful words of encouragement in the comments section. through emails. I do so appreciate you, and I wanted to make sure to thank you. And then Yvonne got another baby gift from one of you, and her schedule of sleeping and resting while she's pregnant hasn't worked with my filming schedule. And the only reason you haven't heard from her is because I want her to be able to say it to the camera, and that's what she wants to. So, but thank you. And I will be sharing her registry. I could actually share it now. Maybe not for this video, but maybe perhaps the next one, because I want to really get this one finished. Whew, I'm hot, and I opened my window a little bit. I don't know what it is. Okay, laundry is done. It's time to go on and just finish up the rest of my setup. This time took me 2 days, which is fine, but there were definitely things I want to have kind of done so I can move on in the week and not have these like little areas dragging me down.
It's so unnecessary dwelling about the past, 'cause I know that God is good, He led me to where I'm at. Sometimes I feel like giving up, you're giving in, but everything happens for a reason. It won't always be blue skies ahead. Sometimes you might need a helping hand, just like iron sharpens iron, making me stronger, calling me higher. When we come together, just like iron sharpens iron, making us stronger, calling us higher. When we're helping each other, we're growing together. It's so unnecessary worrying about life. I might not have it all, but I know I'll be alright. He's gonna challenge me to be the best I can be, and to give back to those who need it. It won't always be blue skies ahead. Sometimes you might need a helping hand, just like iron sharpens iron, making me stronger, calling me higher. When we come together, just like iron sharpens iron, making us stronger, calling us higher. When we're helping each other, we're growing together. Iron sharpening iron, making me stronger, calling me higher, calling us higher. Sharpening iron, calling me higher. Just like iron sharpens iron, making me stronger, calling me higher. When we come together, just like iron sharpens iron, making us stronger, calling us higher. When we're helping each other, we're coming together.
Can you believe that soup debacle? That was like, I'm surprised I got back at all, even the next day. So, honestly, so gross. Not going to try making that again. Anyway, I hope this gave you, as I said, lots of encouragement, lots of motivation. Can't wait to see you again on Wednesday. And remember, as always, God loves you, and I love you too, and I can't wait to see you next time.